So in this week's edition of American Politicians That Don't Give a Crap About American Residents, we have Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maryland, my state of Maryland, hence the pretty girl county hat I have on today. This guy took my money and Maryland tax-paying residents' money, tax dollars, to fly all the way to El Salvador to check on known MS-13 gang member, Kilmar Garcia. And I'm saying known because here's his paperwork, okay? Dude really was a MS-13 gang member. Not only was he an MS-13 gang member, he also liked to put hands on his wife. That's right, she had to take out a protective order. This guy, a Maryland senator, an elected official, took our dollars, our taxpayer dollars, to go check on an illegal immigrant that snuck into the country. Now, if only we could get these Maryland politicians to work for Maryland residents as hard as they work for these illegal immigrants.
So as you can see, Maryland residents are not too happy about their senator, Chris Van Hollen, flying over to El Salvador to have a woke journey to rescue an illegal migrant gangbanging terrorist who beats his wife. These people are just citizens who are doing the right thing, trying to afford food to feed their families as U.S. citizens who pay taxes at every level, not just for goods and services that they're buying with taxpayer dollars. These are people who actually earn their living. They pay income taxes, they pay their sales taxes, they pay their property taxes, they pay their local municipality, their state, their federal, everything. And they're doing it off of a lot of hard work that's just being funneled to people like Mr. Kilmar Garcia and being funneled to Chris Van Hollen, woke senator out of Maryland. And these people are pissed. They just want to be able to afford to feed their family, get this crime reduced, and just be able to live a normal life and live the American dream. But instead, these idiots, these dummies are out here flying to El Salvador because they're obsessed with constitutional crises and calling Trump Hitler, calling him a king and a dictator and all the same stuff that failed to win them the 2024 election. But because these people have no strategy and basically have no brains inside their heads, they're obsessed with talking about stupid messaging that's completely out of touch with the everyday people. Even smoking, cooking, and ass beating in an election isn't enough to wake these people up. And the residents are speaking out here again. Let's see if they listen to him.
He's a legal immigrant. He was living in Maryland, designated MS-13 terrorist, and Donald Trump deported him. How does that make you feel?
I feel safer.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
Need to go.
Yep.
I mean, that's it.
But he was a father.
But he's still a terrorist.
Okay. I mean, but there's children living without fathers now.
He should have picked and choose, so he picked to be a terrorist instead of worrying about his children.
The Democrats, they want him back. They say he was wrongfully deported. He has a wife and a kid who's a citizen. They're calling this a national emergency. Is this a national emergency?
I wouldn't call it a national emergency. We got more things going on.
We have more things, more fish to fry.
I just found out about it, so I don't think so. What kind of national emergency?
Fun fact, majority of people I know, even though they keep playing this on TV over and over again, it shows how much people care about it, because majority of people I know don't even know about this, even though this is all you can find on TV. So apparently a lot of people aren't watching the news these days because there's nothing that they care about. They start talking about money and earning it, then maybe people will care about it. Crime, yeah, they'll care about stuff like that. But bringing illegal, gang-banging, wife-beating terrorists back to the United States apparently doesn't sell too well in the news.
What is an emergency for?
Ain't no national emergency, no.
He was accused of hitting his wife twice and was a suspected human smuggler. Was he wrongfully deported?
No, he need to go.
If he's a smuggler, yeah, he needs to be deported.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Your senator here, Chris Van Hollen, he flew to El Salvador where this guy was deported. He met with them, had lunch with them, had margaritas on the table. What's up with your senator?
I have no idea, but I do believe that was a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Margaritas.
Oh, and for the record, Senator Chris Van Hollen did admit that he used taxpayer dollars to fund this trip.
Who did pay for this trip?
This was an officially cleared, congressional trip, cleared on a bipartisan basis. Yes, like every other trip.
Let's keep going.
Agreeing with somebody whipping their wife, terrorizing where you live, then you don't need to live here either.
Senator Van Hollen, you need to come see me, Mr. Coley, because you doing like that. You need to take care of home before you go to other states.
He went to El Salvador.
Oh, that's another country, excuse me.
What has Senator Chris Van Hollen ever done for you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
For me, nothing.
Nothing that I know of.
He ain't do me. I can admit that.
So, okay, so when is a person who has residence, like let's say he, in theory, has done something for him, why does nobody know about it? Everybody knows about this now, and nobody knows what he's done for people that actually live in it. You know what he's going to say? I was protecting your constitutional rights. That's what I was doing. I was protecting your constitutional rights. So if you happen to be an illegal immigrant, and you come to the country and you gangbang and you're caught with MS-13 and you smuggle humans and you beat the hell out of your wife, that you won't be deported without going through 20 different court hearings. This guy, according to some estimates, this Kilmar Abrego Garcia guy has been through at least 17 different courts for various different reasons. At least 3 of them related to his immigration status. And they're trying to say he had no due process. Get the F out of here.
This person.
Do you want Kilmar Abrego Garcia, this quote-unquote Maryland dad, living back in Maryland?
No. No.
No.
No.
Not if he's doing trafficking, no.
Why the want somebody like that back? No.
What is your message to the Democrats who really want him back in your community?
Why would you want that in my community? Bring it to your community and see how long you like it up there.
Leave them, or y'all go over there with them.
You're focused on the wrong thing.
If they illegal coming over here, send them back.
Moan. Cook. These people have their own constituents telling them, hey, get this guy the hell up out of here. We don't want him. We don't care about having him go to 11 different courts. He's already had deportation determined that he was eligible for deportation. You're technically eligible from the beginning. The only reason why a lot of these people don't get deported, I want to reiterate, only reason why they don't get deported fast is because they challenge by saying that they have an asylum claim, which Garcia originally did not say he had an asylum claim. But then when he found out he was actually about to be deported, then all of a sudden he said he was seeking asylum. I almost feel like if they don't say that from the very beginning, then it shouldn't even be considered. And on top of that, we know a lot of what's going on in other countries. A lot of these people are not seeking asylum. So how is the claim even valid? Why do we even need to go to court every single time? Like, let's say you got 100,000 people all from the same country saying that they're seeking asylum, and you already adjudicated one of those cases, and you already know that, okay, what this person claimed, all these other 99,000 people are claiming. So we're going to make a determination for all 100,000 of those people that they're all full of ish and none of them are admitted. They're all getting the hell up out of here. I feel like what needs to happen is there needs to be, if the courts were fair, which obviously they're not, but if they were fair, they would say, okay, it's fair to have a process to just as quickly remove people as they were brought in. To say that the process has to be as slow and drawn out to basically sabotage the administration in ways that has never been done to Deporter-in-Chief Barack Obama, to George Bush, hell, to Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, even he deported some people. To say that the process needs to be slower for Trump just because everybody's paying attention now and not asleep at the wheel doesn't make any sense and is judicial tyranny if I've ever seen it. I want to wrap up here with Jessica Tarloff of The Five getting absolutely cooked on this. Now, I will give her credit for saying that she does think that the Democrats' messaging is skewed and that they need to fix the party. However, in terms of this Kilmar Abrego Garcia MS-13 gangbanging wife beater, she is defending this, which is a representation of why the party's failing. They become so anti-Trump in every single thing, they can't see stupidity even when it slaps them in the face with a election landslide, all 7 swing states laws, popular vote laws, losing congressional seats left and right. It still wasn't enough. They're going to have to get their butts kicked. Again, let's get into it.
Well, Jessica keeps on saying there's all these mistakes. First, she said this guy was picked up because he had a Bulls hat. And then he has tattoos on his hand that spell MS-13.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Read the symbolism, Jessica. What are you, a gang detective? Cut it out. And then he's wearing paraphernalia that says the slogan for MS-13. And then he gets caught up in a gang sweep with ranking members of MS-13 as part of a murder investigation. Then gets pulled over and he's suspected of human trafficking. Then gets accused of slugging his wife twice, and she has it on video. And suddenly his name isn't Maryland Dad, it's due process. You transitioned pretty quickly, Jessica. And to say this administration never admits a mistake, you guys never admitted you opened the border for 4 years.
Yes, we did.
Come on. You're saying this guy...
Whoa. When did they admit they opened the border? I just saw footage of them saying that they didn't open the border. They tried to say that it's not true that the border was open.
We need is for Republicans to stop talking about open borders.
When you see the CBP officers releasing migrants en masse on the street, do you think that sends a message to people that the border's open?
The border is not open. What you see is different than what happens in actuality.
The border is not open? I mean, contrast that with the images on our screen right now, Lieutenant.
The border is not open. It has not been open, and it will not be open.
It would be wrong to think that the border is open. It is not open.
I still see Democrats denying this. What the hell is Jessica talking about? They still try to deny that Joe Biden was on the decline. Video from yesterday, Elizabeth Warren talking about some... like she didn't even know what she over here shaking, and then she starts stuttering, and I was like, girl, you need to just tell the truth. It's so much easier, man. It's so much easier than trying to have this web of lies, and then you're just trying to keep it all together. You're like, I can't remember what I said last time, so let me lie again, and then it's a lie that contradicts this other lie, and you just look stupid.
You're saying this guy's afraid to go home? Because that's funny. In 2019, when he was popped, he said he wasn't afraid to go home, Jessica.
Bingo.
Funny that you're into due process now, after bringing us the Me Too movement, cancel culture, and the Trump trials. You can't break into the country and ignore the process of coming here and then want a process to leave. You cannot cut the line to come here and then ask to be put in a line to go home. If you guys are going to be the defense attorneys for every criminal gangbanger in America, after you've allowed the gangs to invade and now say all of them need lawyers, it's going to be an eternity, Jessica, to get these people out of here. Johnny went to Baltimore, and the people of Maryland are laughing at you. Blacks, Hispanics, whites, they think it's ridiculous what Van Hollen has done to be able to defend foreign rights instead of the rights of the American people. And the slippery slope argument. Is this the slipperiest slope you've ever seen? If they deport an MS-13 terrorist, you're next. Who? The Puerto Ricans? Anybody with a tan, Jessica? Are you next? No one believes that. This is the dictator hoax all over again, and you lost on that the last time.
Boom. Yo, Jesse over here cooking with Crisco is not only going to be an eternity for them to deport all of these people, it's going to be an eternity for the Democrats to win another presidential election, because this makes them look bad. This is one of their biggest losing issues, is immigration. The way people are flooding into the country was not a winning issue, and I believe that they know it's not a winning issue. So I'm confused about their obsession, and I think they gotta be confused. Now, obviously, I'm sure that they know if they manage to get enough people in, turn them into citizens and have them vote, then it's not gonna matter what the people think. I know that they know that, so I'm sure that that's some of their end goal. But I know a lot of people aren't thinking like that. They're just listening to some wokies in their party, some woke people in their ear talking about constitutional crises and over here crying constantly about dictatorships and executive overreach and all of this other due process nonsense, just kind of staying on these stupid messages that do not resonate with Americans. And I'm like, when do y'all gonna get y'all's heads out of y'all's butts and realize that Americans do not care honestly about these three branches of government in the way that you guys do? whether you care about them and you feel like, well, we're protecting the Americans even if they don't care about it. It's like, okay, guys, you can do whatever you want to do, but if you don't do what people are asking you to do, what people are demanding you to do, then you're not going to be in office for very long to be out here doing whatever the hell it is that you want to do. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching Black Anomaly. Rise. I'm out.
So this is what y'all get. Like, y'all politicians try to keep illegal gang members in your community. And y'all voted for this nonsense. Knock it off.